If that makes sense, everybody, you want to try and dial in a tone that feels good to you for whatever it is that you're trying to play over, okay? So for me, this fits really nice. There's not way too much distortion on it. I got a little delay, a little bit of reverb. But I can go, kind of into a single coil sound. Kind of get that. And then if I really need to get a bit more aggressive, I can go into my bridge. But again, it's not way too much. So I spent a little time, probably a good half an hour this morning, just trying to dial in the sound of a tone that kind of matched this. So again, I don't want to spend a bunch of time on that, but please understand how important that is, okay? So now let's go ahead and get back into our discussion here. So what we're doing is we're dialing in just a few of these notes. And now what we want to do is we want to start making connections to them. Okay? So the first thing I want you to start thinking about is all the different ways that you can connect, right? One way would be, okay, here comes the A, so I'm going to play A. And here comes that F sharp, so I'm going to play something that matches that F sharp. I got to think, okay, what do I got? So I'm thinking about it, and I go, okay, well, I'm going to go up there. And then here comes the D. Right? So I'm just trying to get some basics together. So let me go and kind of real basic, just show you what I'm doing here, thinking, remember, our chord progression is A, D, F sharp minor, D. That's what you're thinking about, okay? So here we go. I'll just play that A. Okay, here we go. So again, nothing fancy, just making a basic connection to thinking about A and D, F sharp minor, and then D. So if you're new to this, remember, some of the things you're going to have issues with are visualizing, seeing all these things as they happen. And it's okay to press stop on the jam track that you're using and just sit and start trying to think about how you're going to connect this together. Because again, we always think that improvisation is something where it has to happen in real time. Like, nobody tell us what key it's in, nobody tell us anything about the track, give me 10,000 fans and let's go. And you're supposed to do this amazing job. You would be surprised to realize how many people practice. You prep, right? You spend time trying to work things up. Now, the difference between songwriting and improvisation is when you're songwriting, you're developing something that you're going to play over and over and over, right? If I do... right? Okay, if I do something like that, it's meant to be repeated. I'm writing something, and it's okay to write things. Right now, what we're talking about is developing the ability to improvise, but doing it in a very, very, very basic way, okay? By being able to visualize these things. So I'm visualizing a scale of some sort, and for me right now, it's A major. And then I'm developing this A major chord shape and a D major and an F sharp minor, and I'm trying to kind of visualize these and see the relationship between these as I'm moving and keep it very, very, very basic. Okay, just even if it's literally three notes where you're going A, okay, here comes the F sharp or the D, excuse me, and F sharp. I'm gonna go there, and then to D. And again, it might sound simple and you're going, well, I'm a guitar player and I need to do all these other things. You'll get there. But you just need to start with something very basic. And then as you do that, let me show you the next step. So let's say I'm developing this and I'm thinking about some of the places I want to go. Okay? The other thing I want you to notice too is that I'm kind of sitting in the heart of the guitar right now, right here. What I didn't do is start off my solo really high up here trying to do all this sort of thing, because I want to ease into this thing. right? So I'm very aware that, down here I get these lower sounds, and here it's kind of the center of the guitar. As I move up, it starts getting a little bit higher. I'm not there yet. So I want to stay in this position here and just start developing the heart of the guitar sound, the guitar tone, and the pitches that I'm choosing right in this area, right, as I'm developing this idea. And then I'll move up further and do more stuff as I want to build energy. But I would just want to stay real basic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this real basic idea, and all I'm going to start doing is using the other notes of the scale, if I know some of these, right, to connect my ideas. And I'm either going to do that by playing them, okay, or using them as an effect. And what I mean by that is I might slide, I might hammer on, I might pull off, something like that. Okay, so let me just show you. Again, I got to rewind this. Here we go. There we go. Let this go by here. I'm actually going to go in the fourth position here. So here I go. So again, I'm not trying to move too fast, but just to show you, I'm just adding some little motion in between there. Moving from whatever I want to go to on the A, and whatever I want to go to on the D, whatever I want to go to on the F sharp, right? But in between there, I'm trying to add some movement, okay? The next thing I want to be aware of, and I'll roll through some of this as we go back to, and please remember, you can always go back and you can watch this again, because there's a lot of information here. But as I'm building, I started with square one, which was finding the notes I want to try and emphasize. And you might have lots of them all over the fretboard, which is wonderful, okay? As long as you don't get lost. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to fill in the spaces between those with either other notes of, well, they are other notes of the scale, and either I'm playing them with purpose or I'm playing them as an effect. They're just kind of grace notes to get me from point A to point B.